Okay, so we've set the coordinates on each one of our locations, and now we're going to come in and countersink one, bring our knee back down, put our long drill bit back in and drill it, and then go back, countersink the next one, and so on and so forth. So for right now, let's see what we can do. So then it's just a matter of punching a hole. Okay, we've drilled 2 holes. Now we're coming in for the third one. And we've set up our coordinates. And our third hole is 0.114, so 11 thousandths, 11.4 thousandths from whatever, from my beginning. So we're going to go ahead and reset that. We're at 33 now, so down to 911.4. And of course we're going to lock the gib in, so that's going to change everything. Now we're at 1120, and then we'll take it down to 11.4. Okay, 0.11.4. Yes, now our y coordinates is 1.7533. So 1.785643, and that's our, and now of course that we've changed just a little bit, but it's not too bad. 3533, 1.7533, 1.7533, and 0.1, and we've shifted that just slightly. Let's take it back to 11.4. We are directly centered right on top of that little center punch. We'll go ahead and mark our hole. With a center drill. And someplace, oh, maybe I'm not that high enough. Okay, there we go. That looks good. Okay, let's drill a hole. We've got everything all set. Okay, let's continue drilling. We ran out of battery, and so now we're back. Okay, we got all 4 of our holes drilled. Now we're going to take it apart and see how close we are to to actual square. I think we will be. All right. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. Looks pretty good to me. Now we come down and our holes are already indexed to set up our bottom holes. So let me, I think what we should do is crank up the compressor, even though I hate listening to that damn thing. Okay, we got our holes cleared out. We still need to continue drilling those, but we can do those randomly. I mean, we've got a good pilot going. All we got to do is just continue down. And the part that still needs to be accurate are these holes here. And we're going to go ahead and continue with that process. All right, so let's see if we can still see it. Yes, you can, but not very well, huh? All right, let's get over there. That looks better. Now, we're gonna just get a regular drill bit. We've got to come up with, let's get this up and blow it off a little bit. Looks good. And I think at this point we could just put a drill chuck in, and it might be easier to deal with this whole mess. And we will start with this one right here, and the side, there's numbers should be, notes, 36559, 36561. Let's 36559. And then the other measurement is 0000. Okay, we drilled our our center drill. Now we're going to come in with a small pilot. We'll be back. Okay, the chart calls for 27/64 for a 1/2 inch thread, 13 threads per inch. But I'm going to be going into aluminum for one, which means that that it's not as difficult to get in there. And I want the threads to be super tight. So what we're going to do is put a, what was the size? 13/32. I think it was a 13/32. Anyhow, it's the next size down. And we're going to drill that and try to tap it and see how it goes. And if it doesn't tap, well, okay, we'll go to the next size up. But I think it's going to tap just fine. It's just going to be really hard. All right, there we go. Get rid of some of this slag here. All right, 1/2 inch tap. Take our drill bit out, and we want to get a nice square tap going in. So I'm going to put it in my chuck. I'm going to snug it down. I'm going to turn my speed down to low. And run this thing in until it jams up. There it is. And since I don't want to really torque this thing until I get all my holes drilled, I think I'll just leave it like that, unscrew this, and know that my tap is running, you know, got a good start. And I'll come back later once I've done all 4 of them and tap it, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we've got our holes drilled. Now we just need to finish the tapping. And I was right. It's going to be a nice tight hole. The 27/64 was for a 75% thread, and the next size smaller is, I'm sure, 100% thread. So we're going to have a good snug fit. Okay, so we just finished drilling the small holes. Now we've got to come back and come up to a 1/2 inch hole, and we need a drill bit long enough to go all the way through that. So we're probably going to need to search around a bit, see what we can come up with. I mean, this could work. I mean, why not? Let's just take it down and put it in there. That should do the trick. All right, well, but before we do anything else, I got to clean up this mess because it's starting to kind of get to me. So, you know, you don't need to see me clean up messes. So we'll put you on hold and we'll be back in a while. Okay, we got our table cleaned up and that feels a lot better to me. I'm ready to punch this hole here, and we're going to go right between the slot, and we can just go down and start working. And I think we want to slow this down though. Yeah, it's dragging a bit, so I'm not sure if I can kind of keep a hold on it once it starts getting down there. So I think what I'm going to do is put the vise back on and clamp this in the vise, and then locate it and go ahead and do it that way. So I'm going to be right back again. Okay, so it wouldn't fit in my 6-inch vise, so I just slid that off to the side, and I brought in my little 4-inch. And the 4-inch is also going to give me a handle to grab onto. So I think I'm just going to let it float and see if we can kind of push this thing through with it floating. Because that'll definitely be a lot easier to deal with than locating each hole and trying to keep it accurate and that whole thing. So we're going to just see what we can do. It's jumping a lot. So I think what I'll do is just go ahead and get it to float, or get it to locate, and then go ahead and put a couple of T-nuts in there and lock it down. Okay, whether the drill bit, the flutes of the drill bit were off, or what, something happened that the drill didn't go down exactly straight. So either that or it's an undersized drill bit. And you know, I think I measured it. So I've gone back in with a reamer, and we get a nice clean hole with the reamer. So we'll just go back in and just hand ream these. And this thing's hotter than a pistol, so I have to kind of hang on to it. Okay, first we have to come up with a battery. All right, there's number 3. So we start with our aluminum plate. We come in next with our spacer, and I believe it goes this way. And then we come in next with our upper block, and it goes this way. Now let's see if we can get these things to line up. There it goes. And if I wasn't, look at that, that bolt's just a little bit out. We may have to come in and reduce the, yeah, bolt is just a tad out. So I think we're going to take it over on the lathe and just figure out something to do with these bolts, because they're just, they've got just a little bit of a problem. We'll be back. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to put this bolt in all the way up to the hilt. Let's put it into there. Turn it on, see what we got a good spin. That looks pretty good. Snug it down a little bit better. Come in with a center drill that, and then extend this all the way out and see if we can just trim off like, 5/1000ths, just to kind of give ourselves a little bit more room and to square up the bolt itself. So, put our drill bit in. Center drill. Tighten it up. Let's see if we can get a center on that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Nice. Back it up. And probably, let's just do them all at one time. All right, so now let's get our center back in here. Pretty good. Let's just see if we can trim something off without any hassle here. And as you can see, it didn't cut all the way, but what it did is took the highs off. So let's see how it acts going down now. Most all of the way. There's making contact with the bottom piece. Okay, let's see if we can get that to drop in. I think it did. No, maybe not. Still feels a bit snug, but better than it was. And we're gonna try to get this to... Let's see if we can screw it down. So far, not so good. Let's see, we're about as center as you can get. I don't think we're there. We just haven't grabbed yet. There it goes. Okay, we're on our way down. And really just the way I want it, nice and tight. Not easy to unravel. Okay. All right, so let's go do one more and see how that comes out. And, I'm just going to go do it, so I'll be back. All right, well, so here's where the rubber meets the road. The first one's easy to get in because you can align everything up and, it'll go in. The second one's going to be a little bit more difficult because even if I'm just a little bit off, it's not going to go in. I mean, a little bit, like 10 thousandths. But so far, so good. I mean, it's tight. It's really snug, but it is going to go in. And I may have to actually come in and do just a little bit more work on it. I don't know. Look at that. So I'm not going to run that down too far because I think what I have to do is come back. Notice how this head is just a little bit above the surface. And I think what I have to do is come back and trim those heads down so they drop down below the surface there. And that's going to happen here. So now we're going to go cut the third one, and this is where the rubber really meets the road. All right, let's give it another try. Raise up a little bit. Drop our bolt in. It wants to go. Let's see if we can rotate it and get it to, yeah, there it goes. Nice. Is it threading? It is threading. Look at that. Okay, let's go do one more and see what we got. Okay, well, number 4 doesn't look like it wants to, oh, wait. No, maybe we got it. Are we going down? I think we are. Yeah, look at that. All right, so number 4 is going down, but it's going down hard. Now that bolt was fairly bent, so I had to beat on it with a hammer a little bit. Now the question is will it go into the threads? And it's not looking real promising. Now, I don't think we're going to make it into the threads. But that's not too bad. I think maybe what I might do is go ahead and just taper the tip of the threads a little bit more, just to be able to see if I can kind of get a grab there or something. So we're going to take it over to the grinder and we'll be back again. All right, so we've got it. I just, took about a 45 off of that, just off of the end there, just to see what we can come up with. There we go. Nope, it's not going to go. At least not without a big fight. All right, so here's what we do. Let's see what's going on first. And then the other thing we can do is come in and ream both of these out again, because this is pretty tight. And I'm guessing this second level has is not quite lined up. I mean, it's close, but it's not quite there. So let's just give it a try. Yep, see? Just a little bit. Okay, it drops in a little bit nicer now. Still not going to grab. I think maybe we'll get a flashlight and look down there. I don't know if I can even see down there. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, we're out by, oh, not much. Not much at all. I'm thinking let's run that reamer down and put a little pressure on it, because it's, the hole is just this part, this direction. Oh, could be 10 thousandths. That might have helped. The bolt's definitely going down better. No, it's not going to grab. But let's get a die and see if we can just kind of clean up that thread a little bit more, and we might be able to get something out of it. We'll be back. Let's try one last thing. And what we're going to do is come in and just really taper that, that thread, so we've got something to really grab onto. So I'll be back. No, it's not going to go. But these three are going to locate this thing and keep it locked in place so that it doesn't rotate or anything like this. This fourth one, we can oversize it without too much trouble, and it'll just make sure that everything's solidly locked down, whereas these three will be our index holes. So I think that's going to work out pretty well.